What's the Point is the project about getting the voice of the youth out to the world and having our opinions heard. Where we started off our project 4 months ago, where the Abraham Moss Community School and Derby High School met up for the first time.
We went to a school called Derby High, and from there we sat and did a couple of tasks and met the other pupils, and we were partnered up. So throughout the whole project we would be with this partner and multi-groups doing sort of work to develop our skills and knowledge about politics.
Well, first of all, it was like kind of awkward, obviously, because we didn't know each other and we were just meeting each other for the first time. So the first workshop was just about getting to know each other, really.
Because like we first met them, we weren't as confident and like be able to express our views because we were like, what will this person think of me? So once we got to know each other, then we started expressing our views and like letting our personalities come out and stuff.
So we were talking about lowering the voting age, about university fees, about our education, terrorism. So these were a couple of the topics that we touched upon.
So our second workshop was at our school in Abraham Moss Community School, where a Radio 4 producer came to our school when unfortunately the Derby High School couldn't come. But at the workshop we learned how to interview people such as the MPs, and we learned techniques and different tips on that day, which was very useful when we went to Westminster.
I've come to talk to the kids about how news programmes work and how we put them together, and I know that they're doing an interview with the local MP in a week's time, so the idea is to give them the tools to be able to do a good interview with him when they see him in Westminster.
She told us like how to structure our speech, and she showed us example like interviews on radio that helped us massively.
And the media is a really important tool for politicians, partly because we all use it. You know, everybody is on, you know, either social media or you're on the internet or you're watching or listening to something. And so the best way of getting your message across is actually by using the media.
On the 19th of November, we all, as a group, went to Westminster in London.
We're on our way and we're waiting for the train to go to London, and we've got some very good questions for the politician Ivan Lewis.
We want political answers.
We're going to ask them questions about things like the environment.
My questions are basically to put this man on the spot, because I actually want an answer from him.
I'm really impressed with the maturity of the students. It's wonderful to watch them working so well together in partnership.
The students have their questions prepared, so hopefully all goes well.
We interviewed Ivan Lewis and asked him questions about problems concerning youth nowadays.
The voting age may be very well one of the most common debates today. We need to decide whether we should lower it to 16 or to keep it as is.
They're not telling them how to vote, they're not telling them Labour, Conservative, Liberal. Twitter, but more importantly Facebook, has transformed the way that people get information.
Isn't this dangerous for our modern day community, especially our multicultural community living in Britain?
Our first main project as a group was with journalist Katie Upton, where we had the whole day just working, and we created newspaper articles on our chosen topics for what we'd want to debate about.
Doing terrorism in social media and seeing how we can how the government has tried to stop it and everything, and if it's been increasing or not.
We're going to attempt to, in about half an hour, give you a crash course in journalism.
She was from the Blackpool Gazette, and she taught us of how to structure an article about political parties and what's the point.
I'm a reporter on a regional paper, and I've come in to hopefully inspire you guys to learn how to tell a story, how to find a story, and how to put across an argument in a story.
She gave us examples of different sort of newspaper articles and different articles and how to make them short and snappy to keep the reader engaged.
you know, the things that she taught us, it really helped us because it helped us develop our confidence skills, our writing skills, and like how to write an article.
Primarily what I'm hoping you get from this is that you realise that you guys can make a difference, and that things that you value other people value, and just for you to enjoy writing and telling stories. We campaign, so we make a difference to our communities, and that's what you're going to do with your pieces.
We've had 2 days experience with Rad Miller, a professional film creator, and we had the first day at Abraham Moss where we planned our films and learnt about different kinds of camera shots and how to edit our films.
Well, right now the students are engaged in the first part of the workshop, which is to create themselves a selfie. And this selfie, it's a video selfie, lasts around 40 seconds, and it's about a campaign or an issue that they feel strongly about. And then the results will be not only filming the issue that they feel strongly about, but also having a solution which will then go onto Sky's Stand Up and Be Counted website for politicians and change makers to view and hopefully take action on. They're empowered with obviously embracing media as a tool for change, and also using media to kind of enhance their communication skills.
We also met up with social media guru Nathan Langley.
Nathan helped us gain new knowledge on how to use social media to advertise our views and to get our opinions put across. It was a really interesting experience, as it's amazing to think that one small message that details your opinion can go out to millions of people.
Social media is an important part of our life nowadays. So we've been talking about how social media works, the ins and outs of Twitter basically, and then we've been talking about how we can engage with our target audiences and building on those brand values.
He helped us develop our marketing skills. One other thing he also taught us was how to, if we have a Twitter page or any page, how to promote that and to make it into a bigger thing. We went into Media City, we sort of settled down.
So we were just getting like the last details down, rehearsing everything we were going to say, practicing where the politicians were going to be, where we were going to speak them to, and where everybody was going to be.
We welcomed all the politicians. We sort of had a chit chat about what they did in life and how they accomplished their goals. They asked us about what we did and how inspired we were about the stuff that's been going on in this project.
I personally asked the politicians a question, hoping to get a response that I found agreeable with my opinions. And it was interesting that some of them agreed and some of them didn't.
Do you think the government should support me and people like me on changing the law on university tuition fees?
Who should pay for someone to have a university education?
I was absolutely amazed at the confidence of the children. They are an absolute credit to their schools. Their ability to come up and engage with an individual they've never met before was amazing in terms of their confidence and how well they came across. Clearly, the children have done a lot of work and preparation, and supported by their teachers, it was absolutely clear they'd researched their questions. I actually want to say that it's what we as a panel gained from listening to the children, and their extraordinary confidence and their ability to challenge the panel on their viewpoints and some of the clear, direct questions that they wanted to ask, I think was an inspiration to the panel.
I think we all, as a school, like as a group, have more experience and gain more knowledge in politics, and obviously this is obviously going to change our views on the way we look at life.
We feel that what they did was really good because the Common Foundation and the Ideas Foundation opened the doors of opportunity for us, because we just learned and learned and learned about exciting new skills that would help us here, now, and for the rest of our working lives.
Overall, it did bring everyone's confidence up to a certain level, and now I think everyone is able to be at that stage to talk and to get their voices heard now.